Hey, this is David with the Mortgage Edge, brought to you by Click and Close Mortgage. Hey, on today's guest, we have a great lady from San Angelo, Texas, I believe. It's Tiffany Sellers. Tiffany,
Yes.
what's up?
What's up, man?
Yeah, I've been wanting to get you
I'm
on
so
this show for a
excited.
while now. How you doing?
I'm good. Thank you for asking. How are you
Well,
guys?
Well, I'm doing great. Friday,
Good.
we got a weekend coming. It's beautiful. As
No.
we sit today, it's October. What is it? 19th or 20th?
Yes, it's the 19th. No,
It's
it's
the
the
night.
18th. Today
It's
is
the
the 18th.
Oh, the 18th. See,
Yeah.
I'm losing it. But
And
we're
I know
finally
that
getting.
because I got a party tomorrow. So I'm like, oh my God,
Let's
today is I gotta hurry
go.
up. So
Let's
yeah.
go. Well, I know you do a big Halloween party and everything, so
Yeah. That's what
that's
I'm working
awesome. Well,
on.
it's fall weather is here. Everything's great. So let's talk about you, Miss Tiffany Sellers in San Angelo, just crushing it out there. Let's talk about you. How long have you been a realtor?
So I've been a realtor for 6 years now. Um, I came into real estate not really thinking that I was gonna be in real estate. It kind of just like my husband was just like, I think you should do real estate. And I was like, I don't think I want to do no real estate. And he's like, no, I think you'd be good at it. You have the type of attitude and you love working with people and talking to people all the time. So I used to get on Zillow all the time and just like look
And
at the
look,
houses and look how beautiful they were. And he'd be like, you're always looking at houses. I know. So anyway, that's kind of how I got into real estate. But now that I'm in it, I love it.
well, you're in it to win it, woman. So
Yes,
what I have
yes.
to ask, because no one really gets into real estate or mortgages. It's not like something that people choose as a career path. Everybody
Right.
says that they get into it, that they accidentally fell into it. What'd you do before real estate 6 years ago?
I worked at so my husband is retired military Air
Yep.
Force,
Mhm.
and so every base that he worked at, it just so happened that I would get a job there as well in the clinic. And so I was just medical admin for years and years and years. But I always wanted a career.
Yep.
Like what I was doing was just a job,
Right.
and I felt like I wanted like a career. Like for me, I was like, I don't feel like I'm an adult until I feel like I'm achieving something. Like, I got a career that I want to go out and do things and help people. And so that's kind of like another reason why I decided to say, okay, husband, I'll listen to you. I will go and try to sell real estate. So that's me.
Well, you didn't just try to sell it. You're doing a really good job. And for those out there, if you heard her right, yes, her husband is an ex-veteran, and she does cater to our veterans. A lot of her people that she help out there are veterans. The VA loan
Yes.
is a great product, and Tiffany is an
Mhm.
expert at it, especially out there in San Angelo.
Oh
I know
yeah, absolutely.
I know a lot of your stuff are VAs, and you know how to navigate that and how to help our veterans get into their whether it's a first time home or a second home or whatever.
Hmm.
So let's
Yeah.
let's talk about that. Did you just start in the business and had instant success, or I know
So
you
let
are
me tell
today.
you, I was still working as a medical assistant. Well, at that time I was a secretary when I got my first client, and she's military. And so I was like, oh my God, I'm so nervous, but okay, I think I'm gonna do good. But anyway, that was my first client was VA. So it gave me an opportunity to kind of learn about the VA product and the benefits of it. And working with, she was also a first time homeowner, which I absolutely love. Like that is my passion, first time homeowners. So my mentor, she was very good in taking me through the process. And I mean, I loved it. But I mean, I will say, like, my first year, I sold 4 houses my first year. And I was so excited. I thought I was doing big stuff, honey. And now I look back at other agents and be like, oh, they done sold like 10 houses their first year. But I was so excited with my 4 houses that I sold. And I was like, oh, I sold 4 houses. I'm all excited. And yes, I made some money. Not really making nothing.
Yeah, well, you know what does everybody think? Everybody thinks that people in the real estate business and the
Yeah.
mortgage business, we have all this time on our hands, we make millions of dollars, and what people don't understand is, you know what? In real estate, it's a 24 hour, 7 days a week job. My phone never turns off, even on vacation. I know you're the same. So,
Hmm.
it does provide us the freedom to do what we want when we want. I will give you that. It's
Yeah.
the best business in the world.
Oh yeah. To be your own boss, that's a blessing, you know. Um and the fact, especially like when you have kids and you have to go to the basketball games and all the practices and all the things, and so it gives you that flexibility and that freedom to be able to do that.
Yeah.
I love it. Yeah, absolutely.
Well, let's talk about the San Angelo market because that's where you're at. Let's talk about what does the housing market look like in San Angelo today? What's the inventory like? Is it good for buyers? Is it good for sellers? Talk to us about San Angelo.
So right now the market is pretty much a little on the slow side. I
Yep.
mean, we people have listings that are just not moving right now, and I think a lot of people are kind of waiting on the election to kind of see whether or not they're going to make that financial decision to move or not. But I will say that I've noticed just like within the next like the last couple of weeks that the housing market, I mean, they're moving a little bit more than they were before.
Hmm.
Um, it is a buyer's market right now. I mean, if you want to not have to compete and if you want to be able to get a very good price for the home, because sellers are pretty negotiable right now with concessions and just doing things that on the flip side they might not be willing to do, um, because you would be competing with other people, you know. So I honestly think that right now is a good time to buy. Some people may say that it's not, but I feel that way. I just think that if you want to go ahead and get into your home that you've been waiting for, just, I mean, jump right in and go ahead and do it, because you know you never know what it's going to look like um, in the future.
Yeah, as we sit here, like you said, it's Friday, October 18th. The election is November 5th, and it's not just there in San Angelo. My team is licensed in 33 of the 50 states, and it's across the country. We have a ton of buyers that are wanting to buy a house, but yet they're saying, "Well, I want to wait to see who gets in the office, whether it's a new administration or their existing administration." But
Hmm.
it doesn't make sense to me because if you're in the market to buy a house, you're in the market to buy a house.
Exactly.
Whoever comes in is not going to change you buying or whatever.
Yeah. Yeah.
And even with the Feds announcing a couple weeks ago of the lower interest rates, but since then it's kind of creeped back up.
Hmm.
They're expecting the next couple of years to be lower market, so you can always refinance, but you can't always get seller concessions.
Yeah.
I have people across the country getting full closing costs out of their seller concessions because
Exactly.
people are just wanting to move.
Yep.
People,
Hmm.
they're starting to freak out about their listings and stuff. So I highly urge people to go out there and buy. Don't let the election wait for you. Don't let rates wait for you. If you're in the market to buy, you're in the market to buy.
That's right. I agree. I 100% agree. I just feel like, what are you going to do regardless? If the party that you're interested in and the party that you want to be in, what is going to happen if the other party gets in? Are you not going to buy? I mean, it's just like, you still have to think about those things. But if you're in the market to buy, you're definitely in the market to buy, whether
Yeah.
you wait or not. So
Well,
it could cost you if you wait.
absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Well, let's talk a little bit about the VA loan out there for veterans, because I don't think a lot of veterans know the benefit of using their VA benefits. So
So
what are the
the
advantages out there?
say that again.
What are the advantages of using a VA loan?
Oh, well, the VA loan is for the ones that served,
Yep.
and then still serving. It is a really good loan because you don't have to put a down payment down. And that helps a lot because, you have families out there that really can't afford to put down 20%, $20,000 and $30,000 down on these homes, but they still want to be homeowners. So the VA helps with that, and it allows you to just be able to purchase a home without having that strain, that financial strain.
Yeah. I'll tell you another big benefit too is, not only do you have zero down payment for the VA loan, but the big thing is no PMI, no mortgage insurance. So you
Yeah.
don't have that extra cost associated with a mortgage when you put down less than 20%. I talk to veterans about building wealth. A lot of veterans don't use their VA benefits until they retire, but I do a lot of VA loans across the country, and I have active military. What they'll do is they'll buy a house here, and whenever they get moved to somewhere else, what a lot of veterans don't realize is it's not just one and done. You have what's called VA eligibility. It's a certain amount based on your tenure or your rank or whatever. So let's just say you buy one house for $250,000 and you go buy another house because you got transferred for $250. You can use your VA benefits up until your VA eligibility. So I have a lot of active people have multiple houses out there by using the VA loan because they get transferred or moved out.
Yeah, that is a misconception. Like, people really don't understand that they can use it more than one time. And then there's a lot of people that don't understand that, that you still have to meet certain criteria to use it, though, like credit, things like that. So there is also some people that think that just because they have it, like the eligibility, then I can just use it, and I don't need to have really good credit. And so that's another thing, like, you still have to go through the process, but it's there for you. So whenever your credit is ready, it is there for you to use. But, sometimes people just, they don't realize that part. Another thing that I see sometimes is that, like you said, they think that they can only use it one time. Well, they can use it several times. And I'm trying to think. I feel like it's like there is so many options. Good things about using it. So I really think that, and a lot of my clients are military clients. That's where I get a lot of my clientele come from. Military people.
Well, and let's talk about that because you alluded earlier that you love first-time home buyers. That's a lot of your clientele, right? A lot of first-time home buyers, whenever they buy their first home, don't believe they qualify or don't think they can get into their first home. How many times have you talked to someone and they said, I don't think I can, and all of a sudden you go, well, let's vet it out, talk to David and his team, and let's get you qualified. I tell people all the time, if you want to get in a house, I can get you in a house, whether you qualify today, 3 months, 6 months, a year, 2 years. I have people on 2 and 3 year plans, just so you know. But if they're dedicated to find a house, we will get them into a house. It's just taking that first step to getting qualified, telling you what you have to do to fix it, or whatever. But my big thing with first-time home buyers is I get so many first-time home buyers, as soon as we say, hey, you're qualified, they go, what? I had no idea.
Yes.
Or the misconception of, let's forget about military. I thought I had to put 20% down. No, you can go in as low as 3% down in some places. And a lot, if it's out there in your area, there's USDA loans that's zero down also.
Yes.
So there's so many opportunities. It's really important to align yourself with a great realtor like yourself and a great lender that can kind of walk you through the process, of getting prepared to buy home. Because, last time I checked, it is the American dream, right?
That's it. That's what they say. Yes. Yeah. And I believe it. I love first time home buyers. Let me tell you, I love the excitement that they have in the beginning. I love when I like it. I always tell them, you're going to go through all the emotions. You're going to be excited. You're going to be nervous. You're going to be scared. It's everything is going to come there. You're going to have all those feelings, right? And that just comes with purchasing a home. You're going to be excited because, in the beginning, you get to go shopping and look at all the houses and decide on what you want and what you don't want, and then you get to, start going through the process of inspections and all that kind of stuff. And then that's when you get nervous because you're like, oh my gosh, look at all this. Look at this list of things that now has to be fixed with this house. And
Right.
so, yeah. And then, you go through all of that and then it kind of calms down again and you get a little nervous again because now you're like, oh, what are they going to fix? I'm nervous about this, it's so many emotions, and I love to watch them go through that roller coaster because at the end, to see them excited, home ownership, get those keys, sign those papers. Oh man, that is like the best feeling ever. I absolutely love that.
Well, let's put a feather in your cap, Tiffany. They don't like you said, they're first time home buyers. They don't know.
Mhm.
That's why it's important to align themselves with a great realtor like you that does know.
Mhm.
Like you're holding their hand. You
Yeah.
are the one that finds the inspection report. You're the one that is negotiating with the sellers on what they can fix and not fix and stuff like so. So it's real, align yourself with a good realtor like yourself that knows how to navigate uh, home ownership is really
Mhm.
important. You can't have someone that just doesn't know.
Yeah. Yeah, that's very true. Like, and I always tell them, if you see me freak out, then you freak out. If you don't see me freaking out, you don't worry about nothing. I got it. I got it. Okay. Like,
I can't
and
ever
then
see
like
you.
they always get kind of stressed. They're like, oh, Tiffany, what is it? Calm down. Calm down. I'm okay. You're okay. Like, so I always feel like, I got their back. Whatever situation happens, whatever occurs, like I always got their back. I always put my clients' interest first. I'm always taking care of them, making sure that everything goes smoothly for them so that they can be successful and so they can have a really good experience. Now, sometimes, there's things that's out of my control and I can't do anything about that. But for the most part, I am here to make sure that it is smooth sailing, make sure that the money is good, make sure that everything works out in the end and you get those keys or you giving away those keys, whichever side that I'm on, you either giving them away or you getting them. So that's how I'm there. I'm here, to do whatever I need to do for my people because that's the type of person I am. I always feel like that. I'm a people person. I love, interacting with people. I love meeting new people. I think that's another reason why I like real estate because I like meeting new people and then forming those relationships and stuff with them. And yeah, so that's just me. I mean, I can't help it. That's just who I am.
Oh, I knew from the first time I talked to you. You're a bubbly personality. You're great to hang out with. If you got to hang out and go look at houses, I want to hang out with you, lady.
Yeah, like I like to have fun. I want to also, just make sure that they're having a good time and they're not stressed, because this can be so stressful, this process, and I don't want them to be stressed. So if I can be, fulfill that and just put all that stress on me, so they don't have to because of course, behind the scenes, we're always stressed. We're going crazy, it's all behind the scenes stuff. They don't even know anything about all that stuff. And that's how I like it. I don't want them to know about all the things, because I feel like I want them to have a moment of joy and happiness and like a remembrance. I want them to remember this moment and not have to be like, well, you remember when this happened? And I don't know. I don't know if we should do it again because yeah, this happened. And, so I don't want them to feel like that.
That's awesome. So there's a lot of realtors out there, Tiffany. Why should they pick you as their real estate agent?
Man,
What
did
makes
you
you
not just hear me say
I
that I am
did.
like,
I
no, I'm kidding.
did. I did. What's your real estate superpower, Tiffany?
My real estate superpower is communication and making sure that they're taken care of. Like that is my number one thing. I want to make sure that they are taken care of. I want to make sure what I say, I mean, and I do. Actions matter. So I want to make sure that I am doing exactly what I said I'm gonna do for them, and just being there with them, making sure that they are every step, every process, I'm right there letting them know, like, hey, this is what's going to happen. This is how much money you're going to end up spending. This is, because you never want to get blindsided by money, because a lot of people think that, I don't have the money to do this and do that. Well, if you make sure that they know up front, like, this is how much it's going to cost, this is appraisal time, this is inspection time, just different things like that, to kind of make sure that people know what's going on and not blindsided. So that's another thing that I try to do, to make sure that people know, and they have every step. Okay, this is coming next. Now we're going to do this. I hold their hand and just make sure I walk through the process with them to the very end. And then afterwards, hopefully they think of me when they try to refer somebody out.
Well, they
But
definitely think of you.
that's me, and just keep it light and keep it fun for them. That's the whole thing.
That's awesome, Tiffany. Well, let's talk about that home life. Well, we know you have a husband. I think you got some
Yes.
kids there too, right? How many kids do you have?
So we have 3 children. Our oldest daughter, she is in Hawaii. She is serving in the Air Force right now.
Nice.
So she kind of, took her daddy, her daddy footsteps and decided to join the military. Then we have a son that is in Portland, Oregon. He goes to school at Multnomah University. He plays basketball there.
Okay.
And then we have a senior here at the high school here. So he's our last one, and he's graduating next year. And I'm excited about that, because we will be empty nesters.
Are you excited or are you sad?
I'm sad. I keep
course
saying
you
I'm excited. I'll be like, I'm ready for you to go. And I'll be like, no, that's my baby. I'm going to miss him. I'm not ready for him to go. So, yeah.
I guess that hubby of yours better get ready for a lot of time with you, huh?
Oh my gosh. So he done started so now he's doing extra things to kind of get him out the house and keep him active and moving. So we'll see how that works. And I'm always doing something. I'm volunteering all the time. So I'm always busy, and yeah. And I keep adding more things to my plate. So I'm just like, what am I doing? I'm a crazy lady, but yeah.
So let's talk about St. Angelo. St. Angelo out there is, I think of it as a West Texas town, really, driven by oil and gas, energy. Do you have a lot of people moving there? What's the lay of the land?
So we do have people moving here. Of course, we have military base, Goodfellow Air Force Base is here.
Yep.
And then we have our other big employee is Shannon Hospital, which is here. And then there are several businesses that are coming in. I know we just got an Amazon fulfillment center that's coming. So hopefully, that'll bring more people in. It is a very small, it's a small town.
Mm-hmm.
We have about 100,000 people here. But when we moved here, let me just say, we moved here in 2013. And we were like, San Angelo, where is that? West Texas. What is San Angelo? But then when we got here, the people here were so freaking friendly. I mean, we were just like, why are they so nice to me? What? Who is the everybody? Hey, how you doing? All this stuff. And we're just like, what is going on here? What is this? Like, so we were kind of confused as to why everybody was so nice. And then it's so funny because we hear people say that all the time. And we've been here, like I said, since 2013. And people say all the time, people here are so nice. And I'm like, yes, we are. We are very nice. Yes.
Well, that's your story here. Y'all moved there because of your husband got transferred there, and now that's your home, So Texas alone. What state did y'all move from?
Well, we came from Misawa, Japan.
Oh wow, from overseas.
Mm-hmm. Well, yeah,
that's a culture shock.
Yeah, it was. It really was, because we lived we've lived in Japan a total of 8 years, I believe, and so and it was just a break. So we went from Okinawa to Florida, and then we went back to Japan, and then we came here. And so it was a culture shock. We were just like, okay, we're back in the States, yay! And then but then we got here and we really loved it. And so So I had a job, excuse me. So like my previous job when I was working in the hospital, I also was working for, doing research as well. And my base was in San Antonio. And so when my husband retired in 2019, I said, well, let's move to San Antonio because my job is there. I have a job there. We can just move there. And my kids was like, we don't want to move to San Antonio. And I'm like, why not? It's a big city and, we'll have so many things to do and all this stuff. And they're like, no, we don't want to go there. We like it right here. We want to stay right here. And so we ended up was like, okay, you know what? We'll let the kids graduate high school and then we'll think about what we want to do afterwards, whatever. So when, so now we have the little one and he graduates. And so we're like, do we want to stay? Do we want to go? We love it so much. Like we love the community here. It's always something to do for the kids. Small town feel, and you still have some things, but everything is 3 hours away. San Antonio, Austin, Lubbock, Dallas is 4 hours. So you have to drive to actually get to a city, but it's great. The crime is low here. I mean, it's really, really a good spot. Really good for kids and families. Yep.
Well, that's awesome. Well, Tiffany, I can sit here and talk to you all day, but at some point, I know you got real estate. You got people wanting to, it's the weekend. It's beautiful. People are wanting to be looking at houses. You got to list those houses. What did we not talk about today that we should have?
Let's see. Well, I just want to say that the community is great. So if this is somewhere, San Angelo is somewhere that you need to move to or trying to fill it out, contact me and let me know. I'm willing and able to help you guys out with anything. If there's so much to do here. It's Friday Night Lights. And if you're in Texas or if you're not a Texas person, then you know that Friday Night Lights is very important to us.
Yes,
and so that is what I am about to go and prepare for right now is getting ready for the football games because everybody in the town, shows up to the football games. It's huge here. So if small town living, if retirement, great place for people to come and retire. It's just a really good community. Everyone knows everyone, but still it's a little bit bigger to where you might not see someone. You might not run into someone for 2-3 years. It's a really good place to be. And if you need any help, honey, just call me and I will be able to help you out. Okay, Jeff?
So, Tiffany, if the folks want to find you, how do they find you?
Okay, so you can find me. You can call me, text me. 325-450-8806. And I'm usually a night owl, so I'll answer the phone 10, 11, sometimes even 12 o'clock at night. I mean, that's just me. I'm a realtor, so we work all the time. Okay. So anyway, you can find me on Facebook at Tiffany Sellers Realtor, Instagram, Mrs. Sellers Market. And then sometimes like a lot of people contact me through other real estate sites, Zillow, realtor.com, different things like that. So I'm everywhere, honey.
And if you're watching this, you saw that go across in the lower thirds, all of her information, her phone number, her Facebook, and her Instagram. Well, Tiffany, it's been a pleasure. Here's what I do know. If I'm looking for real estate in San Angelo or looking to list a house, there's only one lady I'm calling. That's Tiffany Sellers. And if you're a veteran out there, she's a VA expert, guys. She knows the lay of the land. She knows how to navigate everything related to VA or veteran benefits. So definitely call Tiffany Sellers. But that's it for this week, guys. I'm David Wynn with The Mortgage Edge. Thanks for tuning in. Bye, guys.